Yeah, go ahead and add me. That person thing up there, the little person with the plus sign beside it up at the top.
Tole. That's the same thing. Continue.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Bueno,
¿Cómo
¿Cómo
estás?
estás?
Muy bien. ¿Y tú, Juan?
careful, Polly. We're live.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Okay,
Okay,
so
Why is it switching like that? Talk.
so can you hear
you hear
me?
me?
It goes to your face when you talk.
Okay.
Oh,
So is it recording right now?
yeah, it's live right now.
Okay.
How can we configure that?
Because I don't know, we didn't have that guy show us.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so we did.
that's echoing real bad. How about we just look on yours? I'll turn mine off.
Why did we do all that for?
I was gonna see if we could do it.
Okay.
We have to do for other classes.
For other classes.
Okay, we're here. My name is Cole Munger,
I'm Paul Epic.
and we are here to discuss what we've learned in the case of Dropbox with Drew Houston. So basically what's happening is Drew Houston, which is basically a smart guy, genius, I don't know. He saw the need for kind of an upgraded version of a computer how do I say it?
Kind of a cloud storage-based thing, but where all your devices were connected.
Yeah.
He was working for another company. What gave him the idea was he's working for a different company, and he left his USB drive at home that he was planning on working on as he was traveling. And so he was really mad that he couldn't just access the file that was already on his computer. And so he came up with this idea called Dropbox, where it syncs all your devices and the files through the web, as well as on the hard drive too. Anyway, after building his company up so large and everything, and having so many like subscribers, he decided that they're kind of deciding whether they should go and cater to small and medium-sized businesses as well, because they had a lot of requests. That's kind of the case that we analyzed today. We decided it was a decision type case.
Yeah, so he wanted to know if he should kind of expand and, like Paul said, cater to those small / medium-sized businesses, or if he should continue kind of their current business model, which is just individual consumers. So yeah, we decided it was a decision case. Kind of our hypothesis was that he should, in fact, cater towards small, medium businesses, primarily because in 2010 they had 4 million users, 4 million subscribers. Only 100,000 of those subscribers were actual paying customers. Into, was it 10 to 15 million?
Yeah, $10 to $15 million in 2010.
And that was just from the paying customers. So although they're getting a lot of activity through kind of, just normal people, free users, they're not really gaining any revenue off of that. So the bigger people that are actually paying are more likely businesses and people like that, people that have their own small businesses and things like that. So that's kind of where we came up with the idea to cater to small/medium-sized businesses.
Along with that too, we were kind of looking at like the other companies, like it has Carbonite's number in like the case. And so we kind of decided too, off of those numbers, Carbonite was able to they were able to double their revenue from 2008 to 2009, from around $8 million to $16 million, or $19 million actually, sorry. And then in 2010, just the first 6 months, they were able to make $16 million, so they would be on track to make about $32 million in total that year. So there was a big need there because they were making more and more money every year. Carbonite's problem was that their overhead and that their expenses were more than what they were making. And that's one advantage that Dropbox would have, because we kind of figured their total expenses came out to be around about $4.5 million, whereas they were already making between $10 and $15 million in revenue total. Profit, their net profit was sitting between about $5 and $10 million. Again, we kind of rounded on some of those figures to kind of figure them out, and because they didn't give us exact numbers as either in the case. Dropbox definitely has the opportunity to enter the market if they're able to keep down their costs and to make money right away. Especially if they can keep their innovative configuration up with their program to make it more simple and user-friendly. Because that was kind of like their niche and like their specialty in like the individual consumer market as well. It was just more simple.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah. That's what inspired him to start Dropbox in the first place, is he wanted something simple, kind of like a one-click save all. It's kind of, just as a side note, it's kind of interesting. We went to Carbonite's actual website today, that they have today, and they have basically the same quote about kind of one of the same quotes as what Drew Houston said, which is, "It's simple, it just works." And they actually have that on their homepage.
Which is one of the things that Houston said in the actual case.
Yeah, yeah. And so just like what Paul said, Dropbox is able to enter the market, but enter it pretty forcefully and make a big impact on that market. Because there are a lot of companies. He even said in the case, there's big competition, and that was kind of one of the things he was afraid of, was this competition. But he knew that with his kind of and his niche, which was kind of catering more towards the individual and keeping it simple, they would be able to, compete with these guys. And they have. We see in the figures that they have, and they are competing with them.
Another thing to consider too, while he's kind of debating whether they should go into the market or not for the small and medium-sized businesses, is that the cost to buy the equipment to store the information, like the different storage units and stuff like that, is going down every single year. I think we kind of figured at the beginning it was I think they said it was five something dollars per gigabyte of storage back in 2007.
2007 or 2005, one of the two.
One of the two. We should pull it up, but anyway, one of the two. You can't from the computer. And then as time has gone on, it's projected to drop down to, what was it, 36 cents in 2014?
Yeah. And
so the cost to actually obtain the storage units and the equipment to store that information, the price is going down and down every single year. That, coupled with the fact that they have less expenses, they're more simple and user-friendly, and that there's a huge demand for it right now in the market, there's no reason why they shouldn't try to expand over into the small and medium-sized business market need.
Yeah, so all of those points are hypothesis, which is we do want him to keep that individual consumer side, still focus on that, still keeping it simple, but also offer more products to businesses to help them, because they have asked, a lot of paying customers have asked for kind of upgrades and things like that. So yeah, though he should keep his kind of current strategy, we think that he should implement the strategy of kind of going towards the business side.
So that's where we're sitting at. The only thing that we could really see as a drawback would be if like they could actually like get it done quick enough, and to like make sure they worked out the kinks and stuff like that. That's basically what we came up with it, right?
Yeah, because he was one of his biggest kind of his fears was Google Drive, G Drive. He was kind of worried about that as his competitor, because he knows they have that's able to do exactly what he's doing, and they're able to do it fast. So he's fearful of that. But kind of the thing that kept him going was the fact that Google had been they had that idea for a long time, but they haven't implemented it because of internal political issues, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, while they're arguing, I'm going to do my best to get this out there and to lock in customers. So yeah, that's kind of his biggest drawback was some of his competitors like Google. So he wants to be able to get it done quick and to get it out there, lock in customers, show people what this is, and then hopefully stay afloat in the future.
So that's kind of what we came up with. We've been talking about it now for 3 or 4 hours.
All right, over and out.
Bye.